You know what it is, LA Icon right here, Food Community Podcast. And to my left, your right, we got the legendary Julian Torres, the first mariachi signed to DeathRow Records, the new DeathRow Records.
Yeah.
That's fire, G. That's crazy. That's
Gracias.
crazy. How did before we start, actually, let me give a couple of shout outs to our sponsors. Right now, you see me wearing this wonderful warm thermal on this cold winter evening along with these joggers. Of course, they're made by Shaka. And if you want some essential streetwear, make sure you check out shakawear.com. Shout out to my boy, John. Do you smoke by any chance, considering you're signed to Snoop Dogg?
I don't actually.
Oh, that's right, because of the other thing. In the event that you ever do, make sure you smoke on some Killer Kush.
Yeah.
Shout out to my sponsor, Killer Kush, found in the city of Whittier at Greenleaf Botanicals. And I don't know if you know, but in another racket, they call this fine gentleman Winnie.
Okay.
They call him Winnie.
Nice.
And if you want to be a fool like Winnie the Fool over here, we got some honey packs there for you in case you want to make a good impression on the ladies on your night out.
Okay.
Shout out to Royalty Honey. Use code FOOL for 20% off. That's crazy. I'm sorry. When did you first start where did you grow up, Julian? Let's start there.
Born in Hawthorne, California.
Spancha?
Grew up South Bay. Started off Redondo Beach, immigrated to Torrance, ended up in a place called Scottsdale.
Arizona?
No. Scottsdale and Carson. Scottsdale is
Small community? Is that like some new shit?
Yeah, it's a gated community, but keep the bad people inside.
I like it. I like
Not
it
to
a lot.
protect you from the bad people from the outside, no, but it's that's where I grew up most of my life.
How was it for you growing up there?
It was good. A beautiful community, puros paisanos. But I truly experienced a lot of not just Carson, but everywhere in Los Angeles. Went to Pedro High.
That's right.
Alumni, and took a bus to 32nd Street for middle school in front of USC. So
You've been around.
I've been around the block.
Got in any trouble growing up?
Yeah, any normal trouble we could say as kids.
Nothing he wants to mention. I like it.
Yeah, and always involved in music, so that kept me busy.
When did you first begin your musical journey? When did music find you?
I think in my mom's womb.
Fire.
Yeah, my dad always singing to my mom, and when my dad would stop singing, I would start kicking him. Hey,
that's right.
Keep on singing.
Is your mother and father still with us?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's a blessing.
So then you're able to reminisce with them about certain things that they went through during your time in the belly.
And also, my mom was a big advocate of carrying a heavy VHS recorder with her everywhere.
That's freaking dope.
It would be annoying at times.
That's cool.
Because why are you bringing the VHS recorder?
Oh, because it looked like a bazooka.
Oh, yeah.
Back in those times.
But thanks to that, we have a lot of memories documented. A lot of places we went to Mexico and a lot of experiences growing up singing as a child, singing as a kid, and Placito Olvera Street. So I'm grateful that my mom was very stubborn.
That's dope.
And recorded and documented way before
the cell phone
social
era,
media and all that good stuff.
That's amazing. You mentioned your father sang to you in the belly. Was he a singer as well?
Yes, but just for fun.
That's dope.
He would always sing, and he's from Villanueva, Zacatecas, from Mexico. My mom is from Ameca, Jalisco, and just he mentions at times when we reminisce of Mexico and all that, about him singing as he would rile up cattle on his horse.
That's dope.
In Zacatecas. He's like, no, hijo, I would sing this song, and I love this song, and you should sing this song. And music has always been a part of my dad's life my mom's life as well, because she had cousins that were mariachis.
That's right.
Mariachi musicians. So I think that's where I just grew up with the traditions of Mexico, of mi familia, and specifically mariachi. Antonio Aguilar, Vicente Fernandez,
Absolutely.
Pedro Infante, Jorge Negrete, all the greats, just listening every day, listening to my father sing as well.
That's dope. When did you first begin? Did you start with an instrument? Did you begin singing?
Singing
That's dope.
at church events, carnivals, you name it.
As a young mariachi?
Yeah,
Or just
with my suit. Yeah, they would
almost
ask
like
us to sing.
almost like the kid from Coco.
Algo así, yes. Yeah, and I saw a group of kids that accompanied me in a church event, and they were all kids. I mean, 4 or 5 adults in the mariachi band.
Of course.
And that's what inspired me to become a mariachi musician, because I was just singing as a soloist as a kid. Then I became a musician, and I wanted to play violin and trumpet and guitar and everything.
Did you ever try to sing in English?
Oh, yeah. Throughout. It was
Both.
Spanish at home, English at school. And if we tried bringing English at home, my mom was like, no, español. Háblame en español aquí. So
You were born here.
yes, born here.
That's dope. So she wanted to make sure that you were bilingual and shit.
Yes, and my father was scared because of that. My dad wanted us to be born in Mexico because he's not going to be a true Mexican, and he's not going to love our traditions, and he's not going to love our, everything of Mexico. And my mom was like, no,
We'll instill it in him. Yes.
It's our job as parents to instill what we love, and I'm grateful.
Did your parents have property over there that you guys would go back and forth to? Or would you just go visit other family?
Just family, grandparents and everything. We did have small properties, but it was all like a piece of land. He's like, look, mijo, this is going to be yours one day.
Es tu terreno, mijo.
And you're like, oh, okay, that's nice. Yeah, so all of that good stuff.
I'm going to hit you with a doozy right now.
Okay, go for it.
Zacatecas or Jalisco?
Woo!
Welcome to the food community. I could be saying worse shit. This is life.
Yeah, that's tough, because I love them both, and I love Mexico.
I haven't personally been to Zacatecas.
Okay.
But I have been to Andrades.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Well, there's beauty in both places I've been.
Of course.
In Jalisco is like straight up, hills, un rancho.
Yes.
So caballos, stuff like that.
And tequila, of course.
Yeah, and I mean, Jalisco, if you go to Guadalajara, it's city, right? But from where my father is, it's a little town called Villanueva. So you get the little architecture, and then you get the plaza and el kiosco and the little shop. So it's amazing. I can't choose from either or.
You have to choose, brother.
Oh, no, you can't do that to me. Both.
I've never been to Zacatecas, so I'm going to say Jalisco.
Okay.
Shout out to my fair skin colored eyes homies.
Ahí está.
So prior to your tenure here at DeathRow, which is vicious, by the way, but we'll get to that.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever try to record professionally when you were younger, or did anyone try to lure you into the studio and screw you out of some money?
You know what?
No.
As I was a mariachi musician, it was very popular to record just traditional songs
Of
in
course.
the group you were in. So I was always part of someone else's record.
Mm-hmm.
Because they love the way I sing, and perform. So I would do a lot of guest appearances. Prior to the whole blessing and whirlwind that is being signed to a label, I did produce a small EP
on your own,
on my own. And then I was starting to do a full album, and I think that it was in the cards to be put in a studio with amazing producers.
You want to name some of those producers?
Ooh, Fredwreck.
Oh, legend.
Wow.
That's not normal. They were gonna tell me something.
No, I didn't know. Well, to me, it's not my world.
So you didn't really know.
I didn't know who
Oh,
Fredwreck.
¿cómo estamos, Fred?
Yeah.
haces?
Hey, Mr. Wreck. I didn't know who that was.
It's Fredwreck, fool.
I received a text, an Instagram message from Fredwreck after I posted a video where I come out singing Amor Eterno for a tribute the mariachi community did in front of Staples Center for Kobe Bryant and Gigi when the tragedy happened.
Rest in peace.
And I decided to repost the video, and I received a message from Fredwreck. And I looked at the Instagram. I was like, who's Fredwreck? I don't know. I go in and I check all these pictures. Britney Spears, Eminem, Dr. Dre, Wiz Khalifa, DJ, Pooh, Snoop Dogg, and the list goes on.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, let me check if they're not photoshopped or is this a legit, page. Kept on talking to him and said, okay, well, what do you want to do? I saw you singing Amor Eterno, and I really love your version of it. I want to record it. So in my head, I was like, that costs money. He's asking me to do it, so I have to pay money to do it. So then I asked him, hey, well, how much are you going to pay me? Because this is my first rodeo, right? So he's like, no, I'm not going to pay you. I mean, you should pay me. So I was like, okay, let's do it.
He was probably taken back because he probably never gets spoken to like that.
Yeah,
For the
exactly.
record.
Exactly. So I was like, oh, well, when or where are we going to record this? Oh, we can record it at Snoop Dogg's. And I was like, what? Yeah, Snoop Dogg studio. I was like, whoa. I know Snoop Dogg. I know him. And he's like, yeah, we recorded there. I was like, okay. Can you get the musicians? Yes, what day? So we set up a date.
So you acquired the músicos.
Yeah, claro que sí.
That's right.
So I called everyone. Hey, I didn't tell them who it was for. Hey, we're recording this day. Can you do it? Oh, what song? Amor Eterno. Okay.
Easy.
Let's do it. I couldn't find the musicians that
That you personally wanted.
that I wanted and that were available. So I just riled up all the troops, all my friends. Went in and finally met Fredwreck. Really nice, really cool. Such a vibe walking through the hallways of,
Platinum plaques everywhere.
yes, it's just, I was in awe of everything. And
You were in Inglewood.
it kind of, yeah, in Inglewood, it looks like a spaceship
Mm-hmm.
when you're walking through the hallway, and then you walk in and then you hear oldies playing and da, 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 da. So you're walking, I love oldies. So I'm walking down, get in. Hey, what's up, Mr. Torres? How are you? Finally meet Fredwreck. And I cannot believe I'm in this studio. It's just a decked out studio.
No, it's Snoop's personal studio. It's the best of the best.
Yes. So we're there. He's like, okay, so how you been? How are you? Get some waters. And in my world, we go in the studio
Bring your own everything.
and we're like, let's chop it up. Let's get it going.
Yeah, time is of the essence.
Exactly. Because, you're
It's on
paying
your
for it.
dime. Let me ask you this. What was the best studio you had been in prior to that studio?
There's a studio that, in my mind, impressed me a lot. And it was, I did some trumpet parts and some singing on Transylvania, the last Transylvania movie.
Oh.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you getting paid.
Yeah.
Well,
So I did some of
I
that.
do a fit check on this fool real quick. That's crazy.
So I did some of that trumpet part there, and I walk in there and it's like movies. Like you see all these movies parts.
Those are damn near close to platinum plaques, maybe even more.
Exactly. So I
Those are
walk
views,
in.
not spins.
prior to that, to going into Snoop's studio, that impressed me because you see the big screen for the movie playing while you're performing, and then it's just
I feel like we've
bonkers.
skipped a small portion of your history since you're able to be in a position to get to where you're getting vicious publishing checks.
Yes.
Talk to me about what happened between high school up until that badass studio with the movies.
In high school, I was in a marching band, and mariachi as well.
What did you play in the marching band?
Trumpet.
So you got wind.
Yeah, I'm a trumpet player, and loved being in the marching band, performing mariachi. So I would go to school, marching band, finish, mariachi practice in LA.
Mm-hmm.
Then practice on for whatever concert we were gonna do. But just music, always music involved, mariachi music. In the back of my mind, I always knew that a solo singer, that I was gonna be performing on huge stages as a solo singer.
Mm-hmm.
I had a mentor of mine in the mariachi world, Laura Sobrino, female violinist, pioneer in the mariachi world, would always tell me, you have to do something with your voice. You have to record solo. You have to go solo. Go on The Voice. Go on American Idol. Go do something. Record something. And I was already getting paid on the weekends, young, having fun. So I was okay. I was, content. And during that time, she fell ill and she passes.
R.I.P.
So she inspired me. Her passing really affected me. I said, you know what? I'm just going to go for it for her. Just see where it takes me. So I asked one of my friends that was already producing for huge mariachi bands, concerts and everything. I'm like, hey, why haven't you invited me to one of your concerts? I'm Julian Torres. And she's like, yeah, we know you as an amazing singer, but we don't know you as a soloist. I'm like, well, as a kid, I used to sing. She's like, yeah, but now, like, do you have headshots? No. Do you have social media? Yeah. How many followers? 15. Like, it's just my immediate family. Just, nothing. It's like, okay.
When you said 15, I thought maybe 100.
No,
you meant 15. Like
yes.
15. He's a quinceañera.
Yeah.
Fire.
And so she's like, you need to get all that. Like, no one knows you as a soloist at this age.
That's okay.
So start up. So she really helped me. Shout out to Susie Garcia. She
pointed you in the right direction.
Yeah, and she's like, you need to do it. Tough love.
It is what it is.
You need to do this in order to get here, right? So in that same month, she calls me up and she's like, hey, I have this small little performance. Want to do it? 30 minutes. I can't pay you much, but, get your feet wet. So then I go to this small little restaurant and they're having this performance with the mariachi. And I was going to open up. And I was excited because it's when you're singing as a soloist, you do your own set list.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in control of your
Absolutely.
show. As a mariachi, if they ask for a song, you'll sing it. Maybe sing 2 songs as a mariachi. But this was a full 30-minute set.
Mm-hmm.
And I was prepared. Okay, I'm going to do this and do that. And so I step on that stage and I feel the best feeling is like I'm home. And I perform and I finish and I was like, yes, let's do this again. Let's do this again. I was really excited to be back as a solo artist singing.
What was Susie's opinion of your performance?
She was excited. I think she vibed with what I was doing and just the whole beginning of something, and I wore the mariachi suit that I got married in.
That's right.
Yeah, so it was exciting.
That's a good look on it.
Yeah, I had all my family in the restaurant and it was really nice. That year, at the end of that year, I was able to sing in Mexico City.
Dope.
For at the time I didn't know, but one of the most prestigious theaters called Teatro Metropolitan.
Mm-hmm.
And I had never been to Mexico City.
How did that even come about?
Susie's
the man.
She really, she was always advocating little parts. She's like, it's not a lot, but it's something.
Fire.
So then that's the opportunity,
Exactly.
And then people saw that I was performing as a soloist, so I got invited to be part of other productions, and I would add that to my website, which I started building on my own, and doing my EPK, which is an entertainment package kit. Starting putting my headshots and just information, a little bio, and just learning on the way, literally. And going on YouTube, researching, going to Barnes and Nobles, reading of, okay, how do you do this? Just learning from the greats and how were they able to do it, to succeed in. I mean, you're always learning. I'm learning till this day. I'm learning so much, and I'm having a blast just meeting people like you and giving me an opportunity, and just being here with a great team that's teaching me, leading me, and helping me understand. And I'm absorbing everything.
Did Susie have anything to do with you meeting Rec?
No.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're right. He just randomly hit you up on IG.
Kobe Bryant.
Because of
Kobe Bryant.
Because of the performance you did in front of the Staples, yeah.
And I didn't know Fredwreck was there that night.
Oh, he was personally present.
He was present.
He didn't see a clip. He saw you personally.
So he heard.
He heard you.
He heard the mariachis, and he was like, "Oh my God, this is amazing!" And then he says that he hears a voice singing. I was like, "Oh, I need to know who this voice is." So he starts checking social media, and of course, they just say, obviously, they're gonna say, Kobe Bryant Memorial Mariachi Community gets together, and that's it. Like, there's no names or anything. So this was 3 years prior to me reposting that video. So 2023, they're commemorating Kobe Bryant, Gigi, and everything that happened. And I was like, should I post it? Should I not post it? And you know what? Yeah, let's just commemorate him as well. And I put it on my page, and that's when I get the message from Fred.
Boom. He remembered.
3 years after.
Talk about remember me. Fucking Coco.
Yes, claro.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, okay, now you've walked down the freaking neon light hallway. You've seen all the platinum plaques.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens?
So then we record the instruments. We record the mariachi instruments.
Yeah, the musicals do their thing.
Musicals walk in and they're like...
Starstruck, lightweight.
Oh my God. What are we doing here?
You're at the compound.
At the compound. And we recorded, we lay it down. Fred was like, wow, that was fast. I was like, yeah, let's knock it out. Next day, we're going to record vocals. I walk in and I see a lady wearing a shirt saying Boss Lady Entertainment. And I, like everyone, hola, ¿cómo están? How are you?
This is Snoop.
So I walk in and she's like, hola. Walk in to the studio. Then quickly after that, security walks in and she's like, hey, Fred, sorry to interrupt your session. Boss Lady wants to meet your boy. And I seen the wall say Boss Lady, but I didn't know who that was. Oh, yeah, send her in. So the lady that I say hola to is Boss Lady's friend, because right after she walks in, it's like, I was wondering who said hola to my friend. It's like, oh, how are you, Boss Lady? How are you? It's like, oh, mucho gusto. And I recognize her face from all the plaques and pictures on there and all that good stuff. And I'm like, oh, mucho gusto. How are you? How are you guys? It's like, what are you guys doing? Oh, we're recording. This is my mariachi artist, my mariachi singer. Mariachi? Okay. Can I hear it? She's like, well, we haven't recorded the vocals. I mean, it's a raw vocal, just the instruments. But maybe Julian could sing for you right now.
Fire.
I was like, yeah. Okay.
Fuck it.
Put on the track, and I started singing and ended up, and you see this big smile on Boss Lady, and she's like, well, you have an amazing voice. Thank you so much. You guys continue what you guys are doing. And she walks off, and she's like, hey, that's Snoop's wife.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yeah, I figured, because all the pictures. And we finish. We lay down the vocal tracks inside of Snoop's studio.
Mm-hmm. Personal.
Yes. And I go home, and before arriving at my house, I get a call from Fred. He's like, hey, Mr. Torres, Snoop called me. I was like, oh yeah.
This lady
Like,
spoke highly of you.
yeah, Snoop called me and boss lady mentioned it to him, and he was like, you guys are recording. What are you guys doing over there? Recording mariachi? Like, you don't have any hip hop to record? Like, what's going on? And Fred told me, he's like, nah, I'm having fun. And, he's a singer that sang for Kobe Bryant.
He fucked with
So
that.
I want to record Amor Eterno, and yeah, but what are you trying? Like, what do you want to do with it? It's like, well, we're just recording a song. That's it. He's like, I record a record or what?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, well, it takes time and takes money to record a record. He's like, how many tracks? A full album or? Well, I don't know. Well, let's start with 5. And then Fred was like, well, we already recorded 1, so let's make it 6. And allegedly, Snoop's like, DeathRow Records, recording mariachi. All right, let's do it. And he told me that, and I was on the phone. I was like, what? What do you mean? It's like, yeah, so do you have any originals, Mr. Torres? I'm like, yeah, I have some originals. Okay, so we're going to record some originals, some covers, and you're ready to go? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And
That's amazing.
the rest is history.
So from that moment of you getting off the phone with Rec, obviously get off the phone, you probably do a backflip or some
Yeah,
shit.
everything.
What exactly takes place for you mentally and physically after that phone call?
I'm still in awe of it.
How many months ago was this?
Oh, this
I could have swore we posted it on the food community.
Yeah, we finished. The first single came out in May, which is La
Oh,
Fiesta
this
de Mi
is
Pueblo.
very recent. Yep.
Yeah, and we recorded everything April. Yeah, it was fast.
Were you with Snoop on 420?
No, I was
You like
not
that?
on 420. I saw him. I think he was on a show, and I wasn't with him in 420. But the first time I actually,
When you
interacted with
exactly,
Snoop
yeah.
was through FaceTime. And I was in the studio. Fred was talking with him, and I was like on the side, like literally just
Doing your thing.
my own thing. And he's talking to Fred, and he's like, "Hey, yo, is that Julian?" And I was like, "Hey, sir, how are you?" He's like, "How are you, Julian?" I'm like, "I'm good, sir. We're ready to go, Yeah, that's what I like. He's like, "That's the energy I like." And that was the first interaction. And he hung up. He's like, "Oh, he knows your name." I'm like, "I know." I know he knows my name. And it's just little moments like that. Like Fred, I mean, I've seen pictures with Paul McCartney with Fred and
Yes,
the
Fred.
Doors, and
Legend. Super legend.
yeah, a lot of people through my musicians would tell me, she's like, dude, how did you get in that room? Like, how did you get that?
Social media, baby.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? She's like, no, you don't know. You don't know how important, Fredwreck is. Like, he's like you said, legend. And little that I've known of his history, yes, I could see the richness of why he's important. But I'm fortunate to, I guess, not know him, to be like, okay, well, it's Mr. Wreck. I know him as Mr. Wreck, very talented, amazing engineer that really brought home what I have always wanted to hear in mariachi, which is the guitarrón, the bass.
Mm-hmm.
And that impressed me so much that I'm sure, being a musician and having the ear and engineer and producer and everything, he knows how to use sound,
Mm-hmm.
but no one has captured the guitarrón
Not in that way.
how he captured it. And I'm really proud to be a part of this production and seeing it and hearing it and seeing him in his space producing. It's an amazing feeling.
How did you come up with the record Fiesta Mi Pueblo?
La Fiesta de Mi Pueblo es una canción. It's a song that I wrote thinking of my experiences going to Mexico, my experiences growing up with what my parents taught me, the traditions and the culture. And I really wanted to create a song that was lively, happy, and that really, I think of my dad. I think of my dad. Just he loves charreria. We would always go to Pico Rivera and Los Lienzos Charros and just watching everything and him, echándose su grito, just happy and being, how he always is. And I wanted to write a song where he was like, yes, this is a hit. Like, I love it. Es algo en español dice bravillo, algo alegre. And that's the song that I said, this has to be there. There's another song that I wrote inspired by Vicente Fernandez, which is called Perderte por mi cuenta. I wrote it thinking of him, how he would sing, like, Por tu maldito amor, like something like that, like very like, okay, let's get the tequilas out and let's just drink. And I wrote it way back when, and I posted it myself singing this song, and I tagged Vicente Fernandez.
Fire.
Just to be, this is for you, and I'm thinking of you. And he liked the video. I mean, I want to say it's him, but it was probably his team.
There's a high likelihood it was him, or they showed it to him like, hey, trip out on this shit.
Exactly.
That's facts.
So then I saw that like from Vicente Fernandez, and I showed my wife. I was like, Julia, oh my God. Like, this is him. I wrote it for him, and he liked it. So then I put the second part of the video. Yes, if he doesn't like the second one, then
who cares?
Probably the team. He liked the second one as well. And this is when, he was alive.
Of course.
And so that is another song where I thought, if I ever record it, or if I ever do an album, that song has to be there. And the last song, during that time, I had a fur baby, Sergeant, and he had passed.
R.I.P. Sergeant.
And I was really thinking about him, and I wrote a song, just talking about, because we talk about everything. There's songs, corridos about horses.
I was gonna say it was a corrido for your dog.
Everything, right? So I wrote a corrido, and when we were in the studio recording, Freddie's like, "Hey, can you write a corrido?" It's like, yeah, we can write a corrido about everything, but we have to make it about Snoop, like a dog, like something about a dog. Like, can you do that? I'm like, yeah, I have been writing something about, So I wrote the song and showed it to him. He's like, okay, translate it. And it's talking about just my time with Sergeant and just, that, he passed and everything, like kind of giving you hints that he passed. He's like, wait, it sounds like this dog dies. And I was like, well, yeah, he's like, no, this is going to be about Snoop. We can't have Snoop die. I was like, okay, well, let's modify it. So we're in the studio and I modified it like in the
of course.
And he was like, oh, like that, Mr. Torres? And I was like, well, yeah. Okay, what does it say now? And just talks about being happy to see each other and just enjoying the time together. He's like, okay, Mr. Torres, all right, so we're good. Let's record it. And that's Mi Amigo El Sargento, corrido of
Sergeant,
my friend Sergeant. And
have you actually tried have you thought about actually making a full-on corrido for Snoop? Like actually?
I have some stuff there.
Recorded or written?
It's already in my computer. There's a lot of stuff that I had been writing stuff. I have some songs there, but once like, okay, boom, boom, boom. So now I wake up with my phone, mumbling stuff, singing melodies. I'm driving and I'm just driving over here. I was singing into my phone and just been training myself to, okay, when the inspiration is there, lay it down. Get home, do my best to put a guitar on it or just an idea on it and just have it as a file. And then keep it on a hard drive. And then keep it saved on another hard drive.
Facts.
Just in case. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I've written from meeting Fred till now.
You got any music videos out?
Yes, we do.
Talk to me about the video for Fiesta.
So La Fiesta de mi Pueblo is inspired by the first single cover. The cover on the single is like a fiesta, but it has like Dia de Muertos
Fire
in it, and when Fred was showing me, he's like, "What do you think?" I was like, "Oh wow, this is amazing! Like, how is this like?" But I don't know, like it seems a little
dark.
A little dark, for something from what I'm
envisioning,
right?
Yeah.
But he's like, "Yeah, but it's death row."
Makes sense.
He's like, "It's very death row." I'm like, these people know what they're doing. So I'm just observing and I'm like, all right, let's go for it. He knows, he has a hunch. There's a reason why he's a legend. So I'm just like, let's do it. I just full on see where it's going. I'm very open to that. Like even in my music, I have anything from Dizzy Gillespie to Beethoven, to Luther Vandross, to Vicente Fernandez, to Cuco Sanchez. It's like I'm very open to just music. I'm a true music lover and also art lover. So if I see something, I understand where it's going. I'm just like, okay,
let's do it.
For it. Let's go for it. So the music video, I don't know if you know this somewhat popular movie called Friday.
Did you know it was Red that was directing your video? Did you realize that?
I did not know until Fred was like, DJ Pooh is gonna be directing your video. I was like, DJ Pooh, I don't. He's like, the movie Friday? I was like, oh yeah, I know Friday. It's like, yeah, the creator of Friday is directing you. I was like, what?
Co-creator, but I feel you.
Well, yeah, to me, it was like, whoa, creator.
No, that's huge. It's DJ Pooh.
Yeah.
And he got his chain took by Debo. That's fire.
Exactly. Exactly. So I walk in and it's just like the set is there and everyone, I call my friends, musicians, and then we have ballet folklorico, dancers, and their faces painted Dia de Muertos. And he's like, you have to bring a gun with the holster. Okay, Mr. Torres. I'm like, all right, so we got a gun and a holster, and I'm there, and I'm just like feeling everything. Just
prop, of course.
Yes, a prop. So then I'm enjoying it, and I'm just like soaking up everything. I'm just seeing everyone just all
doing
the
their thing,
coming in together, and Fred, seeing his eyes light up is just an amazing feeling. Kiefer was there, K-Dub was there. And then there was a gentleman taking pictures. I brought my own behind the scenes person, kind of like when you go to a party, I felt kind of weird not bringing something to the party. So I got a behind the scenes guy. There was another gentleman taking pictures, and we end up and Fred was like, hey, you know that guy that was taking pictures? I'm like, no, I don't know who that guy is. He's like, that's Eminem's photographer. I was like, whoa. He's like, I had to bring all my artillery to the game. So it's just a privilege and an honor. It's no joke over there.
I can imagine.
They go all out. And
What's the experience been like for the last 6 months then?
Exciting. Just,
So unique, huh?
yes.
Would you say it's a shock to you? Like the boom boom?
Yes, because,
For sure, the working environment.
yeah, everything. And then also being submitted to the Grammys.
Fire. Grammy consideration.
Yes.
Do you got your email?
Yeah, no, we didn't get to that part, but
Mhm.
we were, in the first round, but just it's been a progression. And I've been feeling so blessed each time. When I got invited to sing to the Dodgers, that was amazing. When I got invited to sing to Disneyland, that was amazing. When I went to the postseason, when I sang for the All-Star game
That's huge.
at Dodger Stadium, when I sang, it's been so many. Singing for Fernando Valenzuela's retirement,
That's crazy.
being part of that, just so many things
Can I stop you real quick?
Yes.
Do you know Andrew's little brother Renee?
No.
Really, you don't? Have you ever?
Do I know him?
How about his dad? Have you seen his dad before?
I have to.
If
see a
you
picture.
do,
I have to see.
and you look at a young picture of Fernando Valenzuela,
That's him.
right or wrong, Smoke? I'm here. Carry on, sir. My apologies. I just had to point out some shit. That's facts.
That's
Even a little bit like him.
yeah.
No,
A ver.
I'm not joking.
I have to see pictures.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, so
Fernando's retirement.
Part
Yep.
of that, being part of so many historic moments, I'm just like, you know what? If you're gonna take me today, I'm good.
You seen it.
Like, thank you so much. Thank you for all the blessings. Then being in Snoop's studio and at the compound, then becoming signed to DeathRow.
Where's your
The
Death Row
first-
chain at?
Huh?
You don't got your Death Row chain on?
Well, no, I don't have it here. So it's been so many things happening. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. This is just an amazing journey so far.
Absolutely.
And it's just the beginning. Well,
When is
this year?
When does your project drop?
It already
It already dropped.
Yeah, it's the full album is ready, all digital platforms, music videos on Death Row Records. You can listen to it. We have 3 songs, which is La Fiesta de mi Pueblo, Perderte por mi cuenta, Mi amigo el Sargento, and then we have some covers,
Of course.
Tragos Amargos, some Ramon Ayala, and then we have Amor Eterno, of course, that we recorded, and Volver Volver.
That's tight.
Yes.
Which one was your favorite to make aside from Amor Eterno?
All the originals.
Fire.
I love, well, my mission is always to conserve our music, traditional music that's being slowly just like lost.
I feel that.
So I've always, do my best to cover the classics. And I love singing all the covers, but when I sing my music, it's just another feeling. It's just an amazing. That's what got me truly excited to see what I had in my mind, and then I heard it, and then I see them performing it, and then with the mix, and then the master, and mastering was from Big Bass, which is a legend also. Fred told me, he's like, hey, so I asked Big Bass like if he knew who Vicente Fernandez was, and he's like, oh yeah, he mastered the last 6 albums of Vicente Fernandez. Like, so I think we're good.
That's perfect. It worked out very well.
Yeah.
Stars aligned.
Yes.
What would you say is one of your best memories working in that studio?
There's a lot.
Name
My
the first
best-
one.
The best one was meeting Boss Lady.
Because that's what sparked it.
Yeah, Boss Lady. Like there's even with meeting Snoop, there's such like a beautiful energy. Like that, you meet some people and you're like, but with them, I feel like I'm at home, and that's what I felt the first time I met Boss Lady. Really kind, really sweet. Then meeting Snoop, of course,
Of course.
and then getting the patadita, which is in our tradition is giving you the patadita, starting this new journey. And him, I guess I'm the only one that could call him Padrino Snoop. Everyone calls him Uncle, right? Uncle Snoop. But I could literally say Padrino Snoop.
That's right.
Yeah. So that's one.
What are some big celebrities you've met in that particular compound while you were there, other than Fredwreck and Snoop?
K-Dub, DJ Pooh, I don't know if I'm at liberty to say, but I've met some amazing Corrupt.
Corrupt is a legend.
Yeah,
I filmed a couple music videos for Corrupt.
Since I don't know the names,
I understand.
I don't want to mess it up, but
That's all good.
I've seen their faces.
You've seen some famous
I
faces.
know, but I don't know the names.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, so
that's very innocent of you.
Yeah, I mean, you say Vicente Fernandez, I'm like, oh my God.
Of course.
You see, Rocío Dúrcal, Juan Gabriel. Oh, like you start Luis Miguel. I don't know what I would do if I would meet Luis Miguel. I was like, oh.
What big shows do you got coming up soon?
Well, recent that are gonna come up in December. I'm gonna be performing in Disney, downtown
Dope.
Disney, on a new stage. That's gonna be December and January, and then I have some private events.
So it's kind of like a miniature residency.
Yes.
That's fire.
In November, I was at the Disney's Grand Californian hotel lobby.
That's dope.
Like, most of October and November, and that was amazing. I got to meet some pretty cool people. And we're just prepping up for 2024.
That's dope. What? I'm not going to ask you the stipulations in your contract, obviously, but now that your first album is out, how is it? How are you going to continue to move forward with DeathRow as your label with new songs?
I'm a very noble person. So if I'm having fun, if they're having fun with me and they like what I'm doing, I'm all DeathRow. I'm all in on DeathRow because they gave me that chance. And I love working with Fred. I love the whole vibe, the whole team. So yes, if the opportunity is there, I'm
Why not?
for it. Yes, I'm happy growing. Being the first.
I like it. What are some of your favorite songs to sing?
The ones that challenge me. There's a song called Maria Bonita, which is from Agustin Lara. And that has a lot of, intervals singing, and it challenges my voice. Granada, which is another song from Agustin Lara. Very happy, upbeat songs where I could showcase my voice. But I'm a bolero lover. Like, put something nice like La Barca, like with trio.
Is it out of pocket for me to ask you to sing Volver, Volver a little bit?
No, of course not.
Just hit the hook.
All right.
I just want to hear it.
Y volver, volver. Volver a tus brazos otra vez. Llegaré hasta donde estés. Yo sé perder. Quiero volver.
Fire. I like that shit. That's dope.
Yeah.
Fire. I just got lost in the sauce. Just looked off into the distance real quick. Like, hell yeah. So shit. What's the next big move for you other than Disney
Woo.
that you could say?
Then I could say, well, I'm producing, so I'm just writing music down.
Very dope.
I truly want to expand that part, and I'm really exercising the writing skills. Now I have produced other performances like Mexico Vive, where it's just songs of the golden era of Mexican cinema, and adding, of course, the songs from the album. But I'm truly enjoying being a producer as well as an artist on DeathRow Records. So I'm excited for what's to come, which is hopefully a tour. I don't know. Working on that tour.
Iris is your rep?
Yeah, she's my my publicist, ¿verdad? And so it's exciting. It's
I'm gonna see if I throw a couple of bones your way.
That'd be
because here at the food community we're involved in a lot of shit secretly.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, any opportunity I'm open to. You know, it's just my big thing is keeping our music alive. You know, and producing new songs in the genre of mariachi, traditional mariachi,
Mm-hmm.
but with Fred's sound, man, like just the sound that he has produced. It's a beautiful marriage of both worlds. I asked him, I was like, how did you get the guitarrón? Like, how did you get the bass like to sound that way? I've never heard it. He's like, we're hip hop. We're the low end.
Yeah, bass is bass.
That's us. Like I'm like, well, this is amazing. I love.
Because it just hits different, right?
Yes.
It doesn't sound like someone trying to slap a tolo or something like that. Right. No, it's different.
Yeah, so
it hits different.
I think with his sound and the new music and I mean with the strength of Snoop and Death
and Uncle
Records,
Snoop's Army.
see, it's gonna be an amazing upcoming year.
I'm just thinking of like how you could get incorporated, like, you know, Uncle Snoop's Armies with Bobby D.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been nice to see you maybe on the Besame Mucho on Saturday. Shit like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's well, it's there. I mean, we're ready. We're locked and loaded, so anything.
Hopefully this interview brings awareness to your already wonderful existence.
Gracias. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. So yeah, hopefully it's a vibe to be able to get you on some of these events soon. I don't mind throwing you out there, you know what I'm saying? I mean, this interview is going to do what it does.
Yes, of course.
You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you're going to get posted on the Instagram, so there'll be more blah, blah, blah.
Of course. That's something major that has really...
Were you aware of the food community prior to us posting you?
Yes.
That's tight.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's why I'm here. I'm like, oh, this is amazing.
You want to know what?
Follow them.
I'm sad you weren't able to go to location 1 because this place has had some pretty big people, but that place had like Fluffy and we had some legendary people. Iris is sitting in a pretty legendary chair right there.
Nice.
But yeah, so I look forward to all the great things you're going to do. You're still pretty young in your career as far as I'm concerned. So
yeah, you
got a lot of ways to go. And mariachi could be a young man and an old man's game. So you got longevity on your side.
Oh, yeah. It's 40. You know, they were like, oh, my God, it's just happening. And like, honestly, it's 41 years in the making. It's literally because of my parents, because of my mom, because of my dad. My mom has always been you could do it. Tú lo puedes. If I would tell her I'm going to go to the moon, okay, yeah, you could do it. Go for it. Te apoyamos, or whatever.
That's very nice.
So I was very I'm very fortunate to have had the support in whatever I decided to do. And thanks to talking about support, thanks to all these angels that have been placed in my way and everyone that has helped me get to where I am now, everything that we're winning is because it's everyone's win. You know, the reposting, the sharing, the liking, hey, check him out. Hey, this is my friend. Just, all that does make a difference.
Absolutely.
Huge difference.
It really, really does. You got anything for this fine gentleman, Smoke? Am I out of pocket to ask you to sing Amor Eterno to take us home?
Ooh, the one that
slapped.
started everything. Tú eres la tristeza de mis ojos, que lloran en silencio por tu amor. Me miro en el espejo y veo en mi rostro el tiempo que he sufrido por tu adiós. Obligo a que te olvide el pensamiento, pues siempre estoy pensando en el ayer. Prefiero estar dormido que despierto, de tanto que me duele que no estés. Todos. Como quisiera que tú vivieras, que tus ojitos jamás se hubieran cerrado nunca y estar mirándonos, amor eterno, inolvidable. Tarde o temprano estaré contigo para seguir amándonos.
Fire. That's crazy, huh? That's lit. Is there anything you'd like to leave the people with before we clock out, Julian?
Oh, thank you so much. Gracias a todos ustedes. Thank you so much for the
Absolutely.
invitation.
Don't even trip.
For this, this time. I truly enjoyed myself, and I'm ready. I'm ready to go sing in a venue near you. Wherever you need me to go sing, my voice is yours. Everything I am is for you. So, donde me quieran, ahí voy a estar.
Fire. The first mariachi singer signed to DeathRow. Shout out to Big Snoop. Shout out to the legendary Fredwreck. We highly appreciate you putting on for our culture. Highly, highly appreciate that. No cap. And yeah, this is the Food Community Podcast. Shout out to Goonies, El Moreno. Shout out to Chacarron. Shout out to Iris. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we got Julian right here. We got Godsmoke on the boards, and I'm LA Icon, man. We out.